oxygenated blood from the body and delivers it to the left side. The left side of the body delivers it to the lungs. Excuse me, the right side takes deoxygenated blood and delivers it to the lungs. Drops off carbon dioxide, picks up the oxygen, it gets delivered to the left side of the heart, and then that gets distributed to all parts of the body. So external features. We have right and left ventricles, right and left atria, and these little structures here are considered to be the auricles. The auricles have these little muscles in them, that's why they're kind of ridged. Right? And it allows for expansion when the atria fill. You have a separation of the atrium from the ventricle on the right side via the coronary sulcus. In the coronary sulcus is the coronary artery, right? And the coronary artery feeds the right side of the heart. On the left side, you have, or I should say between the two ventricles, you have the interventricular sulcus, and it means in between the two ventricles. And in there is the left coronary artery. The left coronary artery is the major artery to the heart because it feeds the side and the posterior portion and of course the anterior portion. A blockage in this particular blood vessel is usually called the widowmaker. Let's see, this is the apex of the heart, the little pointy portion. The blood vessels that are external on the heart. You see the pulmonary trunk, which branches off in the left and right pulmonary arteries. Now if you don't get something, stop me, because I'm going fast because I'm trying to get through all the tables. All right. On this side, we have the superior vena cava, and we have the inferior vena cava. And both of these empty into the right atrium. And if you look inside, this is the opening for the superior and inferior vena cava. Also emptying into the right atrium is the coronary sinus, bringing blood back from the heart muscle to the right atrium in order to be put into the pulmonary circulation. So the systemic circulation ends here and the pulmonary circulation begins as we go through this particular valve, which is the right atrioventricular valve, also known as the what? Tricuspid. One particular structure I should note here in the wall of the atrium, and this is the septum that divides the right atrium from the left atrium, is this depression, which was the fossa ovale. And what was that in the fetal heart?
It was the foramen.
That's right. It was the foramen ovale. Okay? And, I probably ought to get the fetal model. Okay. Now, it passes through there. It goes into the right ventricle. These are the chordae tendineae, which attach to the papillary muscles, which anchor the valve. So as blood passes from the right atrium to the right ventricle, it is pumped up through the pulmonary valve at the base of the pulmonary trunk and goes to the lungs. Drop off carbon dioxide, pick up the oxygen, bring it back into the left atrium via the pulmonary, arteries or veins? Pulmonary veins, good job. So we have right and left pulmonary veins which empty into the left atrium. Then it goes through the valve, which is the left AV valve, also known as the bicuspid, also known as the mitral valve. So there's three names that it could be known. Okay. Once it goes into there, it goes into the large left ventricle. It gets pumped up through that valve, if you can see it, which is the aortic valve, and that is at the base of the aorta. So the aorta starts out as the ascending aorta, aortic arch, descending aorta. At the very top of or superior portion of the aortic arch, we have the left subclavian, which goes underneath the clavicle, then goes axillary, brachial, radial, and ulnar, and palmar. All right. Here in the middle is what they call the common carotid artery, and that goes up to the left side of the head and then branches off into two, internal and external carotids. That's feeding the brain. This one on the right side is a trunk, and it's called the brachiocephalic trunk, which means arm, head, trunk. So the brachiocephalic is going to branch off, and it's going to go subclavian, the right-hand side, and it's going to go carotid into the right side of the brain. Okay? This structure here is a ligament that is known as the ligamentum arteriosum, and that ligament was known as the
I know this one. It's the quiz. Ductus.
ductus arteriosum. Okay?